morning students. Beta, in this video we will learn about poem Vocation. Vocation means profession. On your way to school or market, you see many people at work in pairs. Discuss what you have noticed, then read this poem. You may read it aloud with a partner if you like. But during a day, we meet different types of people who are different kind of job, like teachers, doctors, army persons, hawkers, etc. Some of them inspires us and we want to be like them because they have freedom, they enjoy their lives, they enjoy very much. But in this poem, there is a child like you who comes across, who meet different types of people during his day. What does he feel and think about these people? Let's see in the poem Vocation. When the gong sounds 10 in the morning and I walk to school by our lane. But in this poem, a child is saying, when gong means large bell. When large bell strikes, when it is 10 o'clock in the morning, I walk to school by lane. Lane is a narrow path, street. Every day I meet the hawker crying bangles, crystal bangles. Every day this child meets a hawker. Hawker is a person who sells things by calling in the street. But you must have met a vegetable hawker, ice cream hawker in the street. They shout loud so that the people can buy the things. So this child every day meets the bangle hawker who cries bangles, crystal bangles. Cries means shout. He shouts here bangles, crystal bangles. There is nothing to hurry him on. This is no road he must take, no place he must go to, no time when he must come home. There is no foundation on this hawker. There is nothing to hurry him. This hawker is never in a hurry. There is no particular road, no particular place that he must go to and he must follow. There is no time. There is no time when he must come home. He is totally at freedom, and he can go wherever he want, whenever he want. I wish I were a hawker, spending my day in the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. Now the child wishes that he was a hawker. But he was a hawker who could spend a time on the road, crying bangles, crystal bangles. When at 4 in the afternoon I come back from the school, I can see through the gate of that house the gardener digging the ground. So after meeting bangles hawker in the morning, now in the afternoon at 4 o'clock, when the child comes back from the school, he sees to the gate of his house a gardener digging the ground. What he was doing? Digging the ground. In the afternoon he sees the gardener. Clear? And he does what he likes with his spade. He soils his clothes with dust. Nobody takes him to task if he gets baked in the sun or gets wet. The gardener does whatever he wants to do with his spade. But a spade means tool for digging. He soils means makes dirty, to make dirty. The gardener can make his cloth dirty with soil and dust, and nobody take him to task. Take him to task, it means nobody scolds him. If he is getting baked in the sun and gets wet and getting wet with water. I wish I were a gardener digging away at the garden with nobody to stop him from digging. Now this child wishes that he was a gardener who could dig the garden and nobody could stop him or scold him. Just as it gets dark in the evening and my mother sends me to bed, I can see through my open window the watchman walking up and down. So now at night, when he is in his bed, when his mother has sent him to bed, through his window, through his open window, he sees a watchman who walks up and down. The lane is dark and lonely, and the street lamp stands like a giant with one red eye in its head. Now, the lane is dark and lonely, and there is a street lamp which stands like a giant. Giant means a huge person. It stands like a giant which has one red eye in its head. Beta, if you have seen street lamp, there is a light on the top of it. So the child feels like it's a giant with one red eye in its head. The watchman swings his lantern and walks with his shadow at his side and never once goes to bed in his life. I wish I were a watchman walking the street all night, chasing the shadows with my lantern. But a lantern means lamp. Lantern means a lamp. Lantern बेटा was used in all days, जब पुराने दिनों में यूज़ की जाती थी, when there was no light. So this watchman swings his lantern. Swings means to and fro movement. He swings his lantern and walks up and down with his shadow at his side. And the child thinks that this watchman never sleeps, never once goes to bed in his life. So now the child is wishing he was a watchman who could walk up and down in the street and chasing means to follow, and chasing the shadow with lantern on his side. And so now, seeing the freedom of watchman, the child wants to be a watchman. Clear beta? Thank you.